Hey, what's up, guys? Sam Abernathy here with my buddy Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
Huh?
What? So anyway, Scott invited me over here. This is terrible again. Yo. God, dude, we're too hyped. We are too hyped. We are too hyped.
Sam Abernathy. Scott Bowling.
Party time.
Excellent. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Hey guys, my name's Scott Bowling, and today we're with the man, the legend, Sam Abernathy.
Hello, all.
Sam does sound for Fozzy. That's how I first met him.
Yeah.
Huge Stuck Mojo lover.
Yeah. Lifetime.
Yes. I like the Stuck Mojo hat, man.
Oh, dude, this is one of two.
Where did you get it, man?
So my buddy Rick gave this to me on Gathman.
Yes, he's the man.
So my first day working for Mojo, Rich had heard my name through the grapevine and needed a fill-in guy to come and do a show at the Action Church. And I guess this was probably around February of 17. And went up there, did rehearsal, went cool, and Rick handed me this hat. He's like, man, you did great. Here you go. And then
cool.
So this was like, I was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I wore this hat all the time.
Yeah.
And I still do. And we're 25 countries later, in every state other than Hawaii and Alaska.
Dude, Action Church, man. When did that church? I was there for Southern Arm Wrestling. I went a couple times.
Yeah.
When did that church start? Or
I think it was like late 2016.
Yeah.
I think was when I first started hearing about it.
Okay.
And then,
it seems pretty cool,
Yeah,
the way they run things.
yeah, it's pretty neat.
And Southern Honor. Did you guys ever go there? Southern Honor Wrestling?
Dude, honestly, I've never been into wrestling much.
Oh man.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I work for Fozzy, but but like I'll go up there every once in a while and see a bunch of friends and hang out, and I like watching the wrestling pop off and stuff.
Yeah.
But I always drift over to like the production side of stuff. Like my eyes start wandering away from the ring and all this stuff going on until I start looking at the production and stuff, because that's just how my brain works.
Yes, man. So back in the day when you play guitar, right?
Yeah.
So music was like your first, you play guitar first.
Dude.
and
Yeah. So every Abernathy man I've ever met has been a guitar player.
Oh, really?
My dad's a guitar player. My granddad was a guitar player. My great-grandfather played piano in movie theaters for silent films.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we're just a long line of musicians. And I started playing when I was 3. And I've got pictures of the guitar still hanging on my main guitar on the wall when I was 3. It was my granddad's and
3
stuff.
years old.
Yeah, and then I started playing, like Jimi Hendrix and stuff when I was like 8, and then Metallica when I was 11. Enter Sandman came out. I'm 40, so Enter Sandman came
me
out.
too.
All right, sweet.
Hey.
So 91,
Yeah.
Enter Sandman came out. I was like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing ever.
Okay.
Right?
Was that the heaviest band you were into?
No. At that time, I actually was already into like Megadeth, and I'd heard of Sepultura. And
Who got you turned on to all these bands?
At that time, it was my friend Jeremy DeWitt. Jeremy's passed. He died from H1N1 in 2015. But anyway, Jeremy got me into, I remember he was a couple years older than me, and I was hanging out at my grandma's house in Copper Hill, Tennessee, which is how I know Jeremy Ferguson. We were talking about that earlier.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you
from
were...
Copper Hill, right?
Dude,
from that
that's
whole time,
so cool.
right? So Jeremy DeWitt, he came over one night and we were watching MTV, and he was like, I heard about this band Metallica, and there's gonna be this video on it. We gotta stay up and watch it. And I was like, okay. And it was one.
Was it Headbangers Ball?
It was Headbangers Ball. It was one.
Ricky Ratman.
Yeah, Ricky Ratman, right?
Sweet.
Who you've had on this show, haven't you?
Yes,
yeah,
dude.
That's pretty cool. So I guess I was, what was that, 88, 89, something like that. So I was like 9 years old or something like that, and I that double bass, I was just like, oh my God. And then tapping guitar, I was like, oh my God, I got to figure out how to do this. I'm 9. So then, of course, my OCD kicked in, and I started really trying to dig in. But Sandman, when I was 11, was when I first started really trying, I figured out palm muting and all this stuff that makes a guitar player in rock and roll.
Right.
That's when it started kind of clicking in my head. And then...
So when Stuck Mojo, like I guess when their first album came out was like '95 or something.
Oh,
right?
I think when did Pig Walk come out? I'm sorry, Snapping come out.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Is it 94 or 95?
'95.
Yep.
So yeah, I was 15. You were
Yeah.
we're the same age.
Right.
I remember hearing that and just
Yes.
thinking like, what is this? It
What is
sounds
this
so
crazy
different.
stuff? Well, I had seen these
Here, hold up,
guys. Here we go.
Oh.
I had seen these guys right around this time at the Masquerade.
In '95, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
My mom and dad both were in the music business in Atlanta in the '70s, right? So
that's cool.
My dad was always like, if there's something you want to see and you want to check out or listen to, I'm never going to tell you no. I may not like it,
Yeah.
but you can listen to it. Just I won't listen to it with you. And he started taking me to shows and stuff when letting me go to shows like.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
What,
Oh, yeah.
What venues? Was this like the?
So International Ballroom.
I saw Limp Bizkit there back in the day. That was
Right?
such a hot club back
Dude,
then.
I remember seeing Sepultura there on the Chaos AD tour and literally thinking I was going to die from the heat.
Oh
'Cause
my
it was in
God,
the summertime.
yeah.
Like it was just like,
Yes.
the Masquerade, the Rec Room.
Rec Room. I've never been there, but I wish I could go back in time.
God, Nine Lives
Yeah.
was around back then.
And your dad took you to all these?
Well, I started being like just a really, like rebellious kid when I was probably about 15. So I just started going, and I was like 6'1", 300 at 15. I looked pretty much the same as I do now.
nobody's
So
gonna mess with you.
they just let me go into the shows. They didn't really, this was Atlanta in the '90s. Nobody gave a shit. So, pardon my French, but
Oh, you're good.
so yeah, it was an interesting time because I was getting exposed to stuff. Like I remember seeing Stuck Mojo. So, the first time I walked into Heaven and just hearing the just roar of Rich's rig coming off stage. I can't remember if he was playing Marshalls at this point. I'd already heard of them because I was jamming. I lived in Roswell and I was jamming at a place called Wet Basement Studios, and this lady named Lynn Negrani, she had a demo that they had cut there. And so that's how I'd already heard of Stuck Mojo, and I played through kind of like the same recording rig that Rich had done the demo with and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like really cool. And my friend Mike Brown, he really, really like he just wore that shit out.
Okay.
Like, he played that demo over and over to like Propaganda was like just in my head like all the time.
Are you talking about the demo? Look,
He had that
look
demo
at this
too.
demo, yeah.
Yeah.
I gave Rich this too. You see?
That's great. But yeah, like what was on there? Propaganda, Uncle Sam Sham, and Beginning of the End. Yeah, like
So your buddy wore it out.
I wore it out, and then by the time Snapping came out, I think we had seen them already, or maybe it was on that CD release party or CD release, tape release party in '95 or whatever it was.
Yeah, man.
But I was there.
Tape release party. You were there?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
the logistics of the show. I just
God,
remember
man, that
seeing
sounds
them
so cool.
for the first time right around then, and just being blown away. Just being like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my
So
life."
different, man.
It was
too.
so different.
Yeah.
God, who was on that? I think it was Jan Payne Society with them on that one. Maybe Miller's Tale.
I remember I saw them. Yeah.
God, yeah.
There used to be a place in Gainesville called the Dungeon.
I remember hearing about that. And everything.
Yeah, that's right down the. I moved here right when it first closed, and the building was still up, and we would break in because me and my little ghetto friends.
Right.
And they had the stage, but I always heard that Kevin Wilburn, you know,
Kevin? Yeah,
Third
yeah.
Punch. He
From
said
Third
that
Punch,
that they played there, like they all played there together
I'm sure.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so bad. That's so awesome, man.
Yeah. So I remember seeing that live for the first time, and it just blowing my young mind, and the energy that was in the room, like I still can recall it. I'm 40 now. I can recall what it's felt like walking into Heaven, and just seeing this and it was just this wall of something that was completely different, way heavier in some ways and way more funky than all the other ways, and it always and the crowd, like the pit, was just this circle of. It was like a tribal thing, you know what I mean? It was like some Lord of the Flies looking stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
what's interesting is that we're both the same age, 40, and Stuck Mojo for me was always like the older brother. To me, like I was like, they're the cool older guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I've always looked up to them,
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Like I did I remember having staple marks in my stomach from being on the front row, and my buddy BJ was the same way. He tore his. I think he said he had a Crowbar shirt, but I mean, from so many times the Masquerade would put flyers up there on the front.
Yeah.
You know, of the upcoming show.
Yeah, I remember that.
That place would get so packed. Like if you were on the front at all, you were just getting crushed and cut with those staples in your gut.
Yes,
yeah.
Did you ever remember like the floor always felt a little bouncy? It was like, is this floor gonna give out or not?
Well, yeah.
And you know, it's funny.
Yeah.
The first band I ever saw at the Masquerade was Seven Dust.
Yeah. Okay.
The last band I saw at the Masquerade, the old Masquerade,
Yeah.
was Stuck Mojo.
Oh, on the
Reunion thing.
that reunion gig. Yeah, I was
That
there.
my buddy Kevin
Yeah.
opened for Throat Punch.
I mixed monitors for them that day.
What a
So
night. I was hanging out with them all the
That's
day
crazy.
before.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah,
That's so cool, man.
because I had taken care of them at my place 120 Tavern. That I was the production manager at. I'd taken care of Throat Punch. You know, I remember I did a CD release party for them or something, and Adam was just like, "Dude, you're the only guy that can make me hear my vocals on stage. Will you please come help?" I was like, "Yep, I got you."
That's so cool,
Yeah.
man. This was a crazy night, too.
That was a super
I'm glad they
crazy night.
captured it, too. I know we're
Oh, it
skipping
was such
ahead.
a good capture too.
I guess I'm going to... Don't break, baby. Oh, there we
Don't
go.
break, baby. Yeah.
I know I'm skipping ahead, but I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You started off on guitar, but when did you start doing sound and, production?
Oh man. Well, so I had to kind of teach myself how to do it on a very basic and rudimentary level when I started wanting to play guitar in front of people and making money. Because, as a bar band, you bring your own PA and you got to make people be able to hear it. But I always wanted to be the best sounding band around. And I figured out, how to insert EQs onto kick drums and stuff on old analog gear.
So you would kind of watch people and kind of shadow?
Yeah, just kind of shadow and be like, what are you doing there? How'd you do that? And then just kind of figuring it out on my own. So rudimentary level, I'd say probably I started learning it in, I'd say, probably about 2001, 2002. And then on a professional level, I pushed my first fader at front of house as a front of house engineer August 3rd of 2013. Yeah, I had to fire a guy because he no call, no showed. I was the production manager at a venue. I was running monitors at the time.
No call, no show. How much pressure is that? Like, besides, you got to fire this guy. But
Well, I mean, I had to figure out a brand new digital console that nobody really knew.
It's so stressful.
Right there on the fly, and had to make showtime, and I made it happen.
Wow.
And I just keep doing that, and that's how I keep getting gigs, I guess.
You got to be smart, man. You got more brain cells than most of us.
Well, yeah.
you don't throw them down.
That's to be debated.
Well, since we're talking about Mojo, look at this
Yeah.
pick walk.
All right.
Sounding definitely a little
No.
heavier. What's your thoughts about this record?
So, this record right here, this was when they became my favorite band. Like, so I was into Pantera, I was into, Sepultura, I was into Machine, like all the
Machine had that
yeah,
whole
all that
thing.
all the heaviest stuff you could get at that time.
Yeah, Biohazard too.
Yeah, oh God, I saw
Me too.
Biohazard with Machine Head and Slayer, I think, at the ballroom on one show, and thought I was gonna die. Or I can't. I saw a bunch of shows when I was a kid there. But
Life
anyway.
of Agony? Just throwing them out there.
Oh, I love Life of Agony.
Me too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I love those guys.
Okay, anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so this record, when it came out, it was so much more aggressive than Snappin'.
Yeah.
Right? So Snappin' had this like cyber tribal thing, and what I really liked about this record, I'm gonna take it back to Snappin'.
Please.
Because it all started at Snappin'.
I love snapping.
This record, even from the very first track, not Promise Tomorrow, like just what they were talking about
Yeah.
in that record, I was like, well, this is cool. And I was super into like anti-governmental like stuff like that. So Propaganda and Uncle Sam Sham and all that stuff. I was just like, this is my band.
Yeah.
I love these guys. And it was like Rage Against the Machine, but heavier.
You're
You
right.
know, and I liked it, and it was great.
They were like Rage Against the Machine, but it wasn't just overly focused on government. It was
correct.
They had
you
a
still
big,
had
like,
life stuff
yeah,
too.
you had everything.
And just
Perfect combo.
party stuff.
Yes.
Now, this record, if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely.
This record, when it came out, it was so much more aggressive, and like
Mental Meltdown, man.
dude, Mental Meltdown. That's what I was about to talk about. When you opened
okay.
up the CD, and it had I'm sorry, it was Here Comes the Monster.
Here Comes the
you
Monster.
opened
That's a
up the
great
CD, the CD cover, and it had the chitter chatter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. You get crushed to
It
dust
does
like
like
antimatter.
antimatter.
Time to release the beast from the southeast. Power and finesse of style is ready.
I can remember that line.
Oh
man.
yeah, I got it.
I love it.
So anyway, like I opened that up and just like in the artwork and everything, even like back in the day, this was like so much more rad. And like it was so underground and cool. And every time you showed it to somebody, you were just like, all right, you're the cool guy in the room now.
Exactly.
You know, because this record, Rich's riffs on this record, like Mental Meltdown, the Inviolated, that slide, all like.
Just the tone of
just
the
the
record.
tones and everything.
It's a darker record. It sounds different. I
it's
love
way more aggressive.
Yeah. They did Pig Walk video too, right?
Yes. So, the Pig Walk CD release party, I know I was at.
Where was that at?
That was at the Masquerade. All these shows were the Masquerade. Heaven.
Oh, dude.
So
that is so
Greg
cool.
Green,
I wish I was there.
Yeah, Greg Green and the guys at the Masquerade really believed in Stuck Mojo. They still do. I mean, they're still look up to Rich in the highest regards and everything. And they were so glad they had Fozzy when we ended that tour back in, what was it, 19. Anyway, the CD release party, we were talking about the PA at the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Or the floor at the Masquerade. There were so many people in this place that when they were jumping, I could literally see the PA going like this, that old ground stack stuff they had, like those big speakers. And so it was flexing the floor so much that it was like literally making it go like this. And I was like, holy crap, somebody's gonna die. And so when Pig Walk came on, this dude was in front of me. I saw him go down. Like they were, you know how they used to jump, right? Because you've watched Stuck Mojo on a screen, they're jumping, the crowd's jumping. This dude went down, and I was like, oh my God, this dude's gonna die. And I remember I reached down, I picked him up, and I'm screaming in his face, "This is my world!"
Oh, you're singing,
and getting him out of there, and I went right back in.
Yeah.
Like it was just like this pandemonium, but also complete community thing that the mosh pits of the '90s were, and Stuck Mojos were the masters of that.
I love that.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they just controlled a crowd.
Yeah.
But that night, I literally thought, like, people were gonna die. Like it was packed, man.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I'd still, that was what, 96, and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Do you remember who was, when you saw him there that night, who was opening?
I think that one was Nothing Face.
Remember them? Oh, the singer passed away.
Yeah, I think it was Nothing Face, and I think it was, God, it could have been Jam Pain Society again. I saw them with Stuck Mojo a bunch. Golly, who else would it have been? Maybe Urban Grind. That was Bones' brother's band. My buddy Mike
I didn't know that.
Played drums for them for a little while.
Yeah. So you said Bones' brother was...
He had a band called Urban Grind.
I never knew that, man. I never even knew Bones had a brother.
I think that's what it was.
No, that's cool, man.
There again, my old mind, the hard drive could be a little bit corrupt on that, but I believe that's
Was there a band called Black Acid Disco?
Yes,
Am I
there
saying
was.
that right?
Yeah, Black Acid
I remember
Disco
seeing
was
them
around.
Yeah.
They were around a lot. God, other bands are around that time. Miller's Tale, we talked about them.
Yes. Too many to think of, man.
Too many.
But,
damn many.
So I want to talk about this Rising. This is when I saw him live. When first band I saw at the Masquerade, and it was Life of Agony was opening, but the singer was the guy from Ugly Kid Joe. I can't think of his name. He was
filling in.
Yes, he was a singer that night.
Really?
It was a trip. Yeah,
I actually was not there for that one because I had moved to North Carolina at the time, and it was tough for me to get down there.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Were you there that night? Remember when they did the live album for the Masquerade?
Yes,
I was
there
there
for that.
Oh,
yes,
me too, man.
Absolutely. You remember when the guy got thrown up to the rafters and was hanging down? They called him Superman.
Yeah.
That was my friend Nathan Fye. Me and my friend Will Candler threw him up there.
That was you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's in that DVD. The inside
We got to talk about that too. I forgot about that. That night was funny to me. I was you were the same age as me. I think I was 19 maybe.
Yeah.
And I was just drinking and then they caught the guys, they threw me out. And this is the first song. So I was like, oh no. So me being ballsy, I snuck back in because I put on a different shirt and I knew the person at the gate and barely made it to the show. But anyway, that was an amazing night.
Dude, so you got to see stuff.
I saw the whole
Masquerade
thing. Thank
back
God
in the day.
I didn't miss it.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish I had video of that.
Yeah. That would, because, dude, honestly, Heavy One is probably the one I listen to the most because it takes me back there. You know what I mean? In my mind, you know, because it just
Me too.
sounds so good, and it just has that vibe of that band on that stage, you know.
Yes. I love that, man. I get nostalgic about that album because I'm like, I remember all these, just what I was doing at the time. Such a great record. Anyway.
Now this one.
Rising. Oh my gosh, man. The video, Diamond Dallas Page. Yep. I remember seeing on MTV talking about Mojo and stuff.
I remember seeing all that. And I was so proud because I'd already been into him for a few years at this point.
Yeah.
And I finally was like, yes!
And you don't know him at this point, right?
No, I had no.
Okay,
I mean, I had met Corey because Corey was in a band called Still Rain.
Still Rain with his brother, Clint.
Right. And my best friend, Ryan McDougal, growing up, his big sister, Heather, was hanging out with those guys all the time. And I had met them through Heather McDougal. And so I remember meeting Corey around Pig Walk time.
Yeah.
And then I knew him a little bit, but not like know him. You know, I didn't know the guys, you know. But
no, that's good.
I had met him once or twice, but it's like, you know, I'm a local kid at Masquerade. Hey guy, how you doing? You know, you know me.
There's all
it's
funny. I love this record because, you know, you go from Pig Walk from being like this heavy, darker record to like bluesy.
Yeah, melodic. Dude, Tears.
Melodic. Oh yeah. Yes, I love that, dude.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs is on here. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I'm sorry. Let me throw Back in the Saddle. That
Dude,
not
that
the
riff.
chorus, in the riff.
Wow.
Yes.
Go.
The riff and Bones just like, here I stand alone. I mean, it's just.
And then when it goes, and with
check out
Frank's Pocket.
I love Frank's Pocket. Dude, you get it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Well, they were just, and still are, they're still just a machine, you know? It's just like, even to this day, like Frank and Rich. That's
They're
why,
perfect together.
like in Guardians, it's just perfect. Cause like it's great. But going back to this record.
No.
So the one for me on this one is Pipe Bomb.
Oh, Pipe Bomb is about the.
It's about the whatever it's
bombs.
about. But
it was about the night that I heard. See, I threw this off because listen, I was interviewing Morgan Rose, and I, for some reason, thinking that Seven Dust did a song about the Atlanta bombings for the Olympics.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Morgan Rose goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. After the interview, I was like, holy crap, that was Mojo.
It was Stuck Mojo.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember who told me that. It was either Corey or somebody was telling me Pipe Bomb was about I don't know. Anyway.
About the bombings?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, actually. Thank you for enlightening me to that.
Man, yeah.
There you go. But my thing about it was the riff.
Yeah. See, you're such a guitar player, man. Do you learn these songs? Like, when you hear that, do you practice and try to...
I know every Mojo song front to back through Rising and other ones here and there, when I say Rich... We were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Rich's right hand taught me how to play guitar once I really started learning it. Like
wow.
When I moved to Murphy, North Carolina when I was 16, I sat in a room with these records and a blue Strat and learned how to play guitar.
Jeez.
You know
That's
what I mean?
That's a huge shout out to Rich.
It's huge. Like
Bones.
all that.
The whole guys. That's
all of it.
amazing.
They're them, because they were in Drop C. I found all my records that were in the same tuning. So those are the ones I really focus on. So like all my Mojo records, my Corrosion of Conformity records. God, there was other stuff I can't remember, but anyway, a lot of that the drop tune stuff I would play all the time. But it was the majority stuck Mojo because I loved it so much,
man.
and it sounded so good. This record sonically, was like each record got better.
Yes.
You know, it's sounding like just sonically as well. And this
is the perfect timing too, because what was it, like 98 or something? It's like
when was that? Yeah, 98. Yeah, it was 98. God, look at Rich all swole.
Dude, he was.
They were working out all the time. They were hard into the
that was
wrestling.
Corey's last album with the band too, right?
It was. I don't really know what happened there, but
I thought like Bones still do, man. Bones is like just amazing frontman.
Oh my God, he was like the intensity that he had. All the time.
Do you remember I love the intro song they had was like Mojo Rising. That the whole Doors thing, it's the Mojo Rising.
Yes.
Rising. Oh, dude, you get so pumped when they're coming out.
Like, God, that was that around the New Year's Eve show that they did with Seven Dust?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. The
That's
guy
so
with
cool.
the costume contest.
Yeah, dude.
I remember the guy from the Windy
that's
City. The guy from the Windy City. It looked like he was
Your memory astounds me that you
it's bad.
Does anything get blurry, or you just got that long term?
No, dude. Just like the hard drive is just it's got a lot going on in there.
Yeah, I get that too. Like I've been told I got a lot of useless,
super useless information.
But the important stuff is out the door.
No, do you want to ask me what I'm doing in 3 days? I can't tell you, but I can tell you exactly the recording chain of somebody guitar signal that you want to know about. Just useless stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I love. This is a different cover than I'm used to.
It is a
Declaration of a Headhunter.
Dude, I listened to that one all the way over here.
Did you?
I did.
Is this your go-to album?
Actually, these days it's Infidels, but we'll get to that.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
But this one's got one of my absolute favorite Mojo songs in it. Which one is it? Drawing Blood.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
That's yours.
Until the day that freedom's gone.
Okay. The bass player is singing a lot on this, right?
I think that's Rich in that part.
Okay, I get so confused.
Yeah,
because it's such a good voice.
It's so good, and that's Dryden at that point, right?
What'd you say? Oh, yes, on bass, yeah.
Yeah, so, and he's got such a great voice. And he's such a solid bass player, too. Like, that was a good, I'm not...
Dude, Drawing Blood's a great song, man.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to these in so long.
I
love the opening track, too.
Oh, my God. It's so good.
Hello.
How about we go out and get a job?
Dude, Rich kills it. It's like, howdy, folks. John Neighborly here.
John Neighborly here.
I wish they had documented that, dude.
Dude, I love that. I listened to that the whole way over here. Just because... Like I listened to Infidels so much.
Oh, do you? Yes, me too, man. Especially when it first came out. But I want to wrap this up real quick. Mm-hmm. This album was crazy because there were a lot of disconnect. I mean, it's been pretty well, but I love this record. It's different from every album. That's one thing nobody talks about. Every album is completely different. Yeah.
It's like the stages of Mojo. Discovery. Mm-hmm. They're figuring out who they are. They're saying, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
They're making art now.
Yes.
Because they've done. They have the freedom to express themselves in ways that they haven't on the first two records. Mm-hmm. And then they get here and it goes even further because there's so much more melody. There's like big guitar.
There's more room on this, but let's just do what we want to do. Let's just have
do what you want to do and have fun and make
the
the record you want to make and don't let the label tell you or whatever, And that's what it felt like to me. I haven't ever talked about this record with Rich actually, but that's just how I feel about it. Like it's just a good record.
So I don't have the albums that with Lord Nelson.
Yeah.
I like Lord Nelson. To me, he sounds like a Chuck D or something.
Yeah, it's a really cool vibe. Let's see, what is it? Open Season.
Yeah,
dude, Open Season is one of my is a top 5 Mojo.
Was that the first one with Lord Nelson?
Well, it was on. what was the one? Southern Born.
Yes.
It was on Southern Born Killers.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a great one. And then the Great Revival is a great record too.
Yeah.
There's some that one song "Friends" always makes me laugh because it's like it's this happy like Stuck Mojo. Some of it's still a Stuck Mojo song, you know. And I love it. You know.
You were talking about Here Come the Infidels.
Oh, dude.
Robbie, holy crap, man! I gotta get him on the show, but
yeah.
Dude, his screaming reminds me of Rich War. He's kind of got that.
When they're in Business of Hate, when when it's going in between them, and I'm just like,
I'm like, who's who, man? I mean, it sounds so tight, dude.
For me, this is the best representation of my friend Rich that I've heard on a record. Like, I listen to this record, I know Rich, and like it just
killer.
It just do blasphemy.
Yeah.
The chorus in it.
Yeah.
You know, what is it?
I'm trying to remember.
Never been in for the money, and this has never. This has never been about the fame. I never thought for 1 minute that this would be the life I live.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, dude, it's just such a, and sonically, it just sounds so good. Like I get this big stupid car stereo in my car because I'm a sound guy, and actually car audio got me into audio, period. But like I will just drive around and listen to that record just loud as piss.
Yeah.
And just not care. And just keep driving and listen to it again.
Great.
And I still do. Like if you look up my Spotify, what was that thing people were doing a couple weeks ago? Where like it's the top.
Yes, yeah.
This is you know, socially relevant. Let's go on our Spotify. Let's see, what was it? The top 2 week. What was it? The thing you do.
I've heard of it. I've never done it myself though.
Nathan, you're young.
What
was it? What was the thing that we're doing? Everybody was doing on Spotify.
Like Spotify
recap
thing.
Yeah. Well, not the recap. Your top songs you've listened to. How do I search that? Because I'm old. Anyway, top one. Business of Hate. There was like 5 songs off this record, and the Terry Date Pantera Reinventing the Steel remaster.
He remastered it, yeah.
And all 80s. Because I listen to that all the time.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of Jukebox, yeah.
Jukebox, yeah. Galaxy.
Galaxy. Brings me to my next point, Scott.
Yeah.
Don't smoke crack.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. What, don't smoke crack before we start, or just in
just
general?
period. Just
okay, because I was going to do afterwards.
Maybe don't do it.
I heard it makes you skinnier. I don't know, man.
Well, rumor has it, but I would not count on that.
I put it in Nathan's contract. I'm like,
it's in
kind
his
tongue.
rider.
You got White Claws.
White Claws and crack cocaine.
Crack. Whitney Houston once told me, she once told the camera, I don't do crack. Crack is whack. Remember that?
Yeah, crack is whack.
It is whack.
Anyhow.
Let's talk about Dare program.
Yeah, let's talk about Dare. Nancy Reagan, it works.
Yeah.
Up with hope, down with dope.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, what was the first single off this? I'm trying to remember.
Rape Whistle, man. I think was it Rape Whistle or was it Charles Bronson?
No, I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, wasn't?
No, that's Verbal Combat.
That's the first one, right? I thought it was.
Well, maybe that was the.
No, that's a lyrical video.
It was a lyric video.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Dude, that was a great lyric video.
I love that rap thing, and he's like, when he throws out to like Dime, and that was so cool.
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace, Dime.
But you're right, dude. Rape Whistle, it had the whole white background.
Yeah.
Oh. They said all your friends show up, and
Yeah.
Good thing I showed up. I wish I'd done that, man. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But that's cool. You still like this is your album.
That's that's the craziest thing. Is like I know this music. Like this music is in me. Like I can play this on any guitar tune to drop C you have hanging on your wall. Tell me a song right now.
Oh, I wish.
But this one I still listen to all the time. And I still just really love that record. Like I really do.
I wonder if they're gonna do another thing with Robbie.
I'm not sure. We've been so focused on Guardians of the Jukebox and Fozzy stuff lately. Like, we haven't talked much about Mojo.
Okay, this is the last Mojo thing I'm gonna talk about though. This DVD.
Oh, dude.
This is for the fans.
That's
man.
for the fans.
This is
I have
before YouTube.
Yeah.
Because when this came out, I sent Rich a MySpace message maybe or something. I'm like, dude, where are all the videos at? And he's like,
videos at,
sorry,
bro?
brother. Sorry we couldn't do a home run. I'm like, that's cool. Because I was just looking for because this is before YouTube. I was like, I finally get to see all the Mojo videos together or something. Dude. But the interviews on this is so cool.
They're so good.
Probably impossible to find now. I don't know.
I have one.
I have one. I don't think you can go to
You can't. No.
Yeah. Basically,
Dude,
Rich
I don't even
Ward.
remember where I got mine.
Rich did it on his website. There was a Stuck Mojo website.
No, somebody gave it to me at some
really?
point. I have no idea, but I have no idea who it was.
I got it signed too. Rich is the man, first of all.
Rich is the
man. Go
man.
on his website, gets a DVD, signs it, has all the old interviews and tour stories about Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
And what a cool idea.
Dude,
Inside the Monster.
that has video. Let me see this.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't this have some of the Masquerade videos in it?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
From front of house where it has Nathan hanging down.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm 99.99% sure it does. God, there's that natural top Les Paul that got broken. Yeah. So anybody out there in music world, if you want to find me a pair of 1976 Gibson Les Paul Standard natural tops, I'll take one for me and one for Rich. A fan pulled the headstock off of it, or not the headstock, but so a Les Paul is, Rich was holding the guitar out like this, right, by the body. A fan grabbed the headstock and pulled it and separated the neck from the body.
Oh, my God.
And it never was able to be fixed properly. He got it fixed enough to play it, but he said it broke his heart.
Dude.
So I'd like to get one for me and one for him, just because.
Oh, that would be cool.
But that's only about $7,000 or so. So
It'd be like a good GoFundMe.
yeah,
You and Rich.
Me and Rich, we want 76 Les Pauls.
No, you guys should cut grass or do the old school.
Dude,
we'll mow the lawn.
Rich, I will drive the truck. You can push the mower. Done.
I'll do the weed eater just to hang out with Rich. Scott, what are you doing? I don't know.
I don't know. Weed eating today. What are you doing?
I just want to party with you,
I just want to party, man. I just want to party.
I want to talk about how you met the band. For Fozzy.
For Fozzy, okay.
So after Stuck Mojo, Rich did Fozzy.
Yeah.
With Frank.
Yeah, and so I was working at a place called 120 Tavern and Music Hall in Marietta from 2012 through 2017. And during this time, we had Fozzy there. This was on the Sin and Bones tour. I met them through there, but there again, I'm a random production manager in random venue that Rich has been to, thousands of throughout his time. But we had a good day. I dealt with Mark Willis.
Mark Willis, cool.
Oh, dude, Mark was great. And so I executed the gig fully. All right, and this is probably in 2015, I guess, or 16. I'm not sure. So in 17, 120 Tavern closed like that overnight, and I put out on Facebook, "Hey guys, I just lost my gig. If anybody knows of any work, I'll give you a 0 suck guarantee." And my friend Jason Jenkins, who I just met a year and a half or so before, he does front of house for Mark Wills, and he is also really good friends with Rich and helped out with Action and outfitting that place and all that. And Mark got a date that conflicted with the coverage that he was going to do for Rich for the Stuck Mojo gig, and gave him my number because he knew I was looking for work.
Yeah.
Rich remembered that I had executed at 120, called me to mix Stuck Mojo. And I was just like,
I bet you're like, yes.
I remember where I was and what I was doing. I was working a show in Purgatory at New Masquerade.
Oh, Ferguson.
And I saw the number because Jason had already given me Rich's number. So I saw it coming up as Rich Ward. I was like, "Hey guys, you're gonna have to wait because I got to go handle something." And everybody was like, okay. And I went outside and I stood, at the masquerade, that little pavilion right in the middle there. I remember standing up on that pavilion, holding on to that trussing, just kind of circling around the truss and talking to Rich about doing all this, and told him my rate. And he was like, yep, that sounds totally fair. Went up there, did the gig, and here I am.
How was the gig? Were you nervous, or was it cool?
Well, at this point, I had already become kind of a ninja at production.
Yeah.
So as far as the gig was concerned, I had no worries about it because I've been listening to this material
Yeah.
since the inception of it. I knew it was supposed to sound like.
Oh,
So
that's good.
And I went in there fully confident on it. The only thing that was nervous was just of Rich, But he was so cool and so chill that immediately
Super cool.
He just made me feel right at home, and like I wasn't dealing with this rock star
Diva
that I'd worshipped my whole life growing up, just like a regular dude, just like. But I'd already been dealing with those kinds of situations at 120 Tavern because it was a national act level venue. It's where I met, like my friends like Rob from Nonpoint, and all these, a bunch of bands and a bunch of crew people that I still came through 120 Tavern on, like when we were all like on like little stuff, So shout out to my friend Sam Ivy and Joe Ivy at 120 Tavern who gave me a shot. Like, I bullshitted my way into that gig. I was like, you need a bouncer. They're like, yeah, we do. This was after my band Uber Stout brought like 250 people there and they didn't have a bouncer. I was like, you need a bouncer. Like, we do. I was like, I'll start next week. And then all of a sudden, I'm production manager of this place, and then I have to teach myself how to run sound. And
wow.
So
that reminds me and my friend Carl that usually takes pictures here. He's not here today, but we used to actually get backstage at like the Cotton Club and different places because we would talk to the road crew. And we'd be like, if we help you load and whatever, we'll work for you basically. Can you get us backstage? And that worked a bunch of times.
Yeah, because guys like us, I mean, it's not so much anymore, but back in the day.
That was back in the day.
Yeah. But like, if we see some spark in some kid that just wants to peek on the other side of the curtain, you know, if we see we can do it safely and give a little hope to some
That's
kid,
so cool,
you know what I mean? Like,
because they never forget that. I never forgot that.
Well, one of the things that Jericho always says, that he got from Ronnie James Dio is like, you may never remember this, but they'll remember this for the rest of their lives.
100%.
And so you just, I try to approach life like that,
Wow.
Because it's just a good way to do it, So it's good shit. I killed that gig, and then a week later, Rich was like, you ever toured? And I was like, nah. He's like, well, basically you take what you did for 120 Tavern, and you do it for Fozzy. And instead of doing it at your house, you do it in a bus. And I was like, okay. And he said, I'm gonna pay you this much money. And I said, okay.
Yeah.
And then we left.
Oh, that's so good. Where were you living at the time? I mean, do you have the means to just drop everything?
Well, no. I had a wife at the time, and I don't anymore.
Wow.
And
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, let's talk about that. No, it was. My family has always supported my pursuit of music in whatever way it was, either playing guitar or production or whatever. So at that time, let's see. No, at that time, me and my ex-wife were living with my mom at her house, helping. She had this big, like, giant ranch house that she needed help taking care of. But then, literally the day I got home from my first tour, it burned down.
Oh.
And
that's terrible.
Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, just a crazy sequence of events that ended up to where we now have 2 houses almost paid off. I mean, paid off fully, and don't have to worry about things now. So the God in the universe works in mysterious ways.
He does.
I will say that. But
well, when you went on tour with Fozzy, what was that like the first time?
It was rough, man. Like, because there's no manual or anything for being a tour manager.
So nobody was there to show you the ropes?
No, They were Rich Ward.
Rich Ward.
And really, he really helped me in learning what that band needed. Rich Ward, Mark Willis, Chris Jericho, all three took me under their wing, a greenhorn, and saw some potential in me or something, I don't know, and really supported me in learning how to take care of this band. The sound portion was never anything that was in question, you know, because tour managing is what allows me to run sound. I love running sound. So tour managing and I love tour managing too.
So that's the easy part.
Yeah, the sound and the audio, that's the easy part for me. That's the, like, once, I mean, Nathan, you've been on enough gigs with me. Once I'm behind a console, like, I'm just cruising, you know, I'm just chilling. I'm not, like, that's where it's at. But I tour manage so I can get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the first tour, just really learning the logistics and how to run a crew and all this stuff. There's, like I said, there's no manual for it, but Rich really and Chris really helped me get through it, you know. And
I feel like Rich Ward can do anything. Like,
yeah,
he's one of those
the Ward is my shepherd for sure.
Ward is my shepherd.
Yeah, the Ward is my shepherd for sure.
The biggest question of all this is, how do you know Nathan Mowry?
How do I know Nathan Mowry?
Let's talk about Nathan Mowry.
Well, I got this gig with Fozzy, and Rich said, "Hey, you want to come down and meet the band? We're shooting this video down at Dallas Page's place in Smyrna." And I was like, "Cool, I'll come down there." And I went that day. I remember I was feeling pretty good about it. I went and bought a gold top. I bought a Les Paul.
Nice.
And I brought it down there, and I was like, "Hey, man, check it out." And then Rich was playing a gold top in the video. I was like, "Cool."
Oh, cool.
And Nathan was there, and I met Nathan on that shoot. And I ended up in the video literally behind the scene.
Yeah.
When Alicia is holding the little light there in the background.
Oh, I remember seeing her on that.
Yeah,
That's so. Alicia's awesome.
Oh, she's great. I've known her for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm behind Rich's stack, and I'm the guy. Like, you can't even see my hands, but I grab it.
Oh,
so
you do?
she can walk up there. Yeah, and so that's my little claim to the Judas fame. I'm in the video.
You're in the video.
You just can't see me.
Alicia is awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the time you caught yourself on fire on accident?
Oh yeah. Was it on accident?
No, it was very much on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, like but you really, like, didn't it like burn you or something?
Well, that's the thing, because I had a hole, and then my brother sprayed it, and then it like lit the inside of my sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, you were freaking out a little bit for a second.
Yeah,
You were like, "Oh,
I was walking by, legit, my arm was on fire. I
Yeah.
was like, oh god.
oh God!" It was
That's
great.
insane, dude.
My favorite memory of Nathan Mowry, though, is the Fozzy Across America thing.
It just came out too.
It just came out.
We
and we've been
about
sitting
that.
on it for so long, but
Yeah.
like that, like 3 shows, 3 time zones in one day. That was a lot of planning, a lot of logistics, all that. Nathan was so good that he was so transparent at his job that I forgot about him.
Wow.
Yeah. So we get through the gig. I got up at 5 a.m. day of the show. Get through the Las Vegas gig. I don't sleep on airplanes. I can't.
You okay?
Yeah, it just can't happen. So I'm on, about 2.5 gallons of cold brew and pure testosterone and manliness.
And this
at
is right
point.
from the start.
Yes, this is from the start.
Yeah,
This is where I wake up and just, woo! Let's party! And anyway, so we finally get back to the hotel at probably 2:30 in the morning, right after the last gig, and our lobby calls at 4:30. So I just stayed up.
Holy crap! You
Right.
didn't go to bed at all?
No, I didn't go to bed at all. So I just stayed up, and I don't do cocaine. Like, I literally don't do drugs or anything. I just stay, like, literally, I was just like, okay, somebody's got to stay up. Well, I guess that's going to be me today, boss.
I like how random that was. I just stayed up. I don't do cocaine, but I just stayed up.
I was in Vegas, People were like, oh, you stayed up? Yeah, did you, bud? No. So, like, we get down to the lobby, and, like, I'm just, like, almost deliriously
You almost feel
tired.
drunk at
Yeah,
that
I'm
moment,
almost
yeah.
deliriously tired at this point, because
Yeah.
it's just like, I remember me and Rick shared a hotel room, and he passed out for a couple hours, and I just, for the first hour, sat in the bathtub just going,
Did you make that noise?
Yeah, totally. Right? And then so
Rick's like, I'm trying to sleep.
trying to sleep.
You're
I'm like,
"Oh."
shut up, skinny boy. Daddy's tired.
Daddy needs a nap.
Daddy needs a nap. So, so anyway, get down to the lobby, we get loaded up. 4:30 is lobby call. 4:30 a.m. is lobby
I
call.
love where this is going.
Get in the van. See all my Fozzy guys.
You don't do like the Home Alone head count?
Yeah, I did
Like,
the
we
Home
got
Alone
the
head
Home
count. But Nathan wasn't part of my usual crew. Everybody that was in the van at this part was part of my usual crew, and my sleep-deprived brain just completely forgot Nathan Mowry was any responsibility of mine whatsoever.
No offense, Ned.
And so, well, it's Nathan's fault because he missed lobby call.
Yeah.
He missed lobby call, right? He missed it. So, but that's also on me because I was just like, I oil spotted him. Yeah. I'm sorry, kid. Nathan Mowry got oil spotted by Sam Abernathy in Las Vegas. It's a true story. So anyway, we're on the way to the airport, and Rich goes, of course.
See,
Rich.
it's got to be Rich.
Gotta be Rich.
He's the
Say,
man.
hey, where's Nathan? And I go, excuse me, driver. I believe we need to turn around and go back to the hotel. Rich, he's at the hotel still. And we came
so
back,
awesome.
and he was there, and then we got to the hotel. To the
But you were
airport.
still asleep when they came back?
He was only about 10 minutes behind,
Oh,
which
okay.
was about the time we pulled back in. He was. Oh, sorry, guys. Like, yeah. Me too. Yeah.
My favorite story is, and you're right here, you could say it better than me, is Rich handed him what was it, like a PA or something, or a speaker or
It wasn't
something?
a speaker from Chris.
There-
I remember Rich was like, "Hey, can you just have this be your carry-on?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he was just like, and I was like, "How do I, what do I do?" And Rich was like, because I was so tired.
the rack, his in-ear rack. Yeah,
Rich
yeah.
was just like, you just kind of I was like, how do I put it above the thing? And Rich was just like, because I was so tired.
Yeah.
He's delirious.
You just kind of
You just kind of
just
do it.
I don't know.
I remember that. You were so confused in the aisle. I forgot about that till right now. You were so confused in the aisle of the airplane. You were literally just like, what do I do?
I was just so tired.
It was like,
They should have filmed that, man.
God.
Like
dude,
behind the scenes.
it was.
Done.
I didn't get to bed till about almost 10 o'clock the next night.
But and Nathan was saying like the band would sleep, but you guys didn't.
Yeah, we're the crew.
And
We are the road crew. Our job is to make sure that they can rest so they can perform. And our job is to be transparent.
Yeah.
Our job is to make sure that they look and sound the best they possibly can without any stress of anything but having to get up on stage and perform for people. That's why we are who we are.
man, you guys need to have a documentary about what you guys do, man. Because
Well-
it gets highly. I mean, you guys are highly underrated.
Well, especially right now in COVID, man, it's been really wild because I've got a community of friends and colleagues that literally just all over the world, like not just in the States, but over the world have just been forgotten. Like people that have been literally the top people in their industries for 40 years, making $100,000 a year or more, doing what they love and making people forget that the world's burning down around them for a little while, and the governments all over the planet have just forgotten about them. 'Cause there's no assistance, and it's not like they don't want to work. Roadies are the hardest working people on the planet.
Yeah.
Like literally, I don't know. I'm not saying this. I'm not a cocky bastard, but I don't know many people that'll outwork me. I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't
how many
care.
hours would you say you put in
On that day? I don't math well.
Well, I
so-
mean, just normal, and even
Oh,
just, I'm talking
touring?
about touring.
I mean,
you guys
I-
are putting in a lot
Well,
of
dude,
hours, right?
I'm the tour manager, so I'm on call. I'm from the time my eyes open till the time they go to sleep every
Yeah, that's what I'm
day,
saying.
I'm on. So like, I usually wake up about 8 in the morning, go to bed about 2.
Yeah, that's insane.
And a little later a lot of times on a bus, and of course that is sleeping in something that's always rocking and always But
When you get home from a tour, like how much do you sleep? I mean, it's like,
Dude, it doesn't ever turn off.
oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm screwed for the rest of my life. But you know, it's also part of getting older too, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
I still go to bed at 2, get up at 8. You know, it's
Yeah.
just now I don't have to poop in a Planet Fitness or a Walmart. You know, I just go to my
Do you
bathroom.
get used to that pooping in random places that you have
Oh
to?
yeah, dude. Oh, absolutely.
What's the best place to go? Is it
Best place? Usually,
Is it the venue?
no. Never the venue, and definitely not the green room, because you don't want to poop in a
You don't want to blast
in
out
the common bathroom, right?
Yeah,
You just don't
yeah.
want to.
You don't be that guy.
You don't want to be that guy. So my favorite like mobile pooping spots.
I love this topic. So
All right.
Chicks are gonna dig
Chicks
this.
are they're gonna dig this. Truck stops for sure.
Yeah.
But just because there's space. You know,
Do
there's
you,
no space in
do you
there.
nest the area? I mean, you put toilet paper down. Or you got your own.
No,
little
man, I'm
Let's
hardcore.
really get descriptive.
Yeah,
like, what
I'm
exactly
hardcore.
do you just kind of like not fully sit, just
Nah, dude,
Yeah.
I just like it's my house.
balls to the wall?
Just falls out. If that's not going to kill me, nothing is.
Oh man,
You know what I mean?
do you guys have these conversations on the road? Like,
Dude, do you
it's
think-
the real talk?
Do you think that for any second that we don't have these conversations?
Well,
see
because
how
on backstage, we talk about where to go.
Dude, like legit, people think it's all parties and stuff backstage. It's literally a bunch of old dudes looking at their phones. Oh man, my stocks are doing great. Oh, what stocks are you into this week? Oh, we're doing this and that. Hey, anywhere to eat around here? You know, like that's backstage. You know,
Guardians of the Galaxy. Which,
jukebox, Guardians of the Jukebox.
why do I always say that?
Because it's
I'm sorry, y'all.
because it's brilliant marketing.
Brilliant marketing,
Yeah.
for people like me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
Guardians
ran
of the Jukebox.
Guardians of the Jukebox. You played at 37 Main. You did.
Well, I mean, in a sense, yeah.
in a sense, you're in the band, basically.
Yeah,
That's-
I am in the band.
I was telling you earlier, I heard him on 37 Main on their website. They have a
Yeah.
streaming thing, and the sound was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Well-
really cool.
What I love about that, which for people that don't know, Guardians of the Jukebox is an '80s tribute band that I'm involved with Rich and Frank and Sean. Frank Fonseray, the drummer from Fozzy and Mojo. Sean Delson, the old bass player from Fozzy and Mojo.
Yes,
and,
I remember seeing him back in the
yeah,
day. Yeah,
and a few other people locally. Anyway, it's a really great '80s tribute that all of us are really passionate about. Like that, the difference that I'm seeing with this band versus a lot of the other tribute bands, not to saying anything bad about them, is that like some of them you can like, especially '80s tribute bands, you show up and they're just like, "Hey, we're '80s."
yeah.
And it's kind of hokey and all this stuff, but like we're really we're doing songs we love.
Yes.
And I love mixing these songs. Like
Really?
yeah, because it's like I've got all direct signals now because of technology, which is great. So I got Frank on electronic drums. I've got Rich on direct guitars. I've got bass direct. I've got keys direct. And so I've got a quiet stage with a clean vocal that I can mix wonderfully. And so for me, it makes my job so easy so that when you're listening on the live stream at home, you're not hearing like the mix. So it's only kick and snare because the guitars are so loud in the room. The guy can't put it in the PA. Like I can put everything in it. And so what you hear on this is what I hear in the
It
room.
sounds great.
You know, well, thank
I
you.
love that band too, man. And like you said, it's good. It's not like kind of corny, like hey, whatever.
It's like you're watching.
It's a great band.
Yeah.
They're everybody's just everybody in the band's great.
Well, it's like, well, thank you. It's like you're watching a great band from then perform those songs.
Yes.
Not like a bunch of people doing it fakely. I don't know.
Yeah,
how to,
I know
how
what
to,
you're
how to-
saying. It's
how to
real.
explain that any better. It's
Yeah.
like we really believe in the material.
Yes.
You know, and really we put in so much rehearsal time and you know, just me and Rich talk about production all the time and just like how can we be better? How can we, you know, what's the next cool thing we can do and all this stuff, you know.
I just thought of something. It's funny
What's that?
that like Fozzy Osbourne, right? That's how
Yeah.
they started. They started off as a
As a
cover
cover
band,
band,
and then
yeah.
it blew up to Fozzy.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, if this thing, where this thing could go.
It could do something. Who knows? You
Yeah.
know, but you know, right now, you know, because of where we're at in the world, we can't tour.
Yeah, right.
So we've got to, you know, I really want to just always be a part of helping people be happy. And that's why I do music, you know, and I guess that's why I feel so much like I don't care about playing guitar on stage anymore, because I can kind of be the guy behind, you know, the wizard behind the curtain or whatever, and look out on a sea of people and know that I'm a part of that, you know. And that makes
That's
me feel
such a cool
makes me
feeling.
feel really good, you know,
Yeah.
and fulfills me in a way that I've never been fulfilled before. So right now the world needs that more than ever,
Yeah.
you know. So for me to be able to, you know, still be a part of something that helps people do that, it's really cool.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, that's so.
And
I
to
love
do
that.
it with my brothers in Fozzy.
Last thing, let's talk about the band you're in. We
Okay.
just gotta skip that. Like,
Yeah.
You're in 2 bands, right?
I'm in 2 bands, yeah. My main kind of metal project that's been a brainchild with my brother BJ Smith. Now BJ Smith, I mentioned him earlier with the Staples. He was
I love the staples.
yeah, the staples in your belly, man. Like, it was just
hardcore.
that was a masquerade thing, man. Like
Good
you
Lord.
go up there.
Yeah,
you-
man.
Also, why I'm immune to a bunch of stuff, because I got, you know, so much tetanus in my body from crappy staples at the masquerade when I was, you know, 15. There's nothing's gonna kill me. Pooping at the masquerade, old one,
Oh, God.
and new one.
Yeah.
Done it a bunch. I'm good.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. No. But no, man. So BJ, he is just a big Rich fan as I am. His right hand and my right hand grew up listening to these same records and playing along with him, and so basically we had the same guitar teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we play together, it's like it's one guitar player. He's my metal Malcolm.
Oh,
like
that's so cool.
And so Uber Stout's the name of that band. and
Say it again.
Uber Stout.
Uber Stout.
Yeah. So the way we came up with that
Yeah.
was we were in a band called Sixth Hour together, and Sixth Hour we got a direct support slot for Jackal at the Tabernacle in 2008. And the guy, I think his name was Scott Freeman. He worked for it was through Best Buy. I worked for Best Buy for a long time, and Best Buy got us the gig. It was weird. So the guy Scott Freeman, who was the artist rep, was like, "I need your rider." My mom was in the business, and I was like, "I don't know what a rider is," and she gave me some band's rider that she had, and she's like, "Look at this," and I just kind of copy pasted. And then part of this, you know, is like all this alcohol and stuff. And so we showed up, and there's like all this Guinness Stout. And
I love the honesty. That's
Yeah.
so copy and
Yeah.
pasted.
yeah, so Guinness Stout, a bunch of Patron, a bunch of Jaeger and stuff. And I was drinking at the time. I was a pretty big partier back in the day, and I was like, well, what the hell is stouter than extra stout, super stout, Uber stout, And this is before Uber, the car company.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right,
dude.
it was before all that. This is like 08, you know. So it was like, I think iPhone 1 had just come out or something like that, right? So Uber Stout was like the thing.
Yeah,
and I
that's
was going to
cool.
put that on the front of my 2 speaker cabinets, and I was going to be Uber, just like some kind of, you know, whatever. Well, the time came that we needed to change the name of the band because we changed singers.
Yeah.
And so we just kept going through these things, and I said, how about Uber Stout? And it stuck. And so that's what it was. And so that band's really kind of a combination of kind of like Pantera, Lamb of God kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got I'm in the middle of remixing our debut record, just because new modern technology and stuff. I'm able to kind of get closer to the sound that's in my brain. And also I know how to mix now. I didn't know how to mix then, so I couldn't tell my mix engineer what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I was a guitar player. I just like, I won't play this. I did what I want, and you know. So.
But now you mix though.
And now I mix. So.
Yeah, dude, you just pick things up, man.
I just pick it
That's
up.
good.
And so, so we're in the process of remixing that record and writing some new material. And then my other band, Bishop Lake, I'm in with my friend Zane and Rick Gathman.
Oh,
and,
that's so cool. Yeah, Rick's the man.
Yeah, Rick's
Gathman.
great, and Glenn and David, and we're just kind of chilling out post COVID too, because like nobody, you know, we're not trying to go out and play shows right now.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere to.
Maybe next year. Hopefully.
Maybe next year, you know. So, yeah, and it's a great band. It's kind of like a horror rock band. A little bit of Ghost, a little bit of Mustache. There's a Swedish band called Mustache. It's super rad.
I love Ghost, by the way. They're
I
just a
love
fun
Ghost.
band.
I love Ghost.
Yeah, they're so catchy,
yeah.
man. Different.
Dude, yeah, like people hate on them. They're legitimately in my top 10 favorite bands of all time, because what he's done with his vision artistically has just been incredible.
So different.
Yeah,
I love
just
it.
completely, just crazy. And like the album artwork looks like those old Sepultura records.
It does, dude.
Like Beneath Their Beneath Their Remains
Yeah, I
and
love
what was that? Arise.
Arise.
With all those crazy crab claws, and then look at Prequel, and it the album artwork looks the same. And
That's a good point. I have to go back and look at that. That's cool.
Too.
I love all that old stuff.
I do too, man. So yeah.
I feel like we could talk about music forever. We
could.
we need to do like a pick 3 sometime.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Maybe get Rich.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be fun.
Because Rich is the man, dude.
Rich is the man.
That's the whole. This interview should be called "Rich is the Man."
It really needs to be, because I'm going to tell you something. I absolutely would not be sitting in this chair talking to you had Rich Ward not believed in me from a quick interaction. So I owe a lot to that man, and I will, that's my dude.
That's great.
The Ward is my shepherd.
Ward is my shepherd. What a great way to end, man.
Yeah.
We love Stuck Mojo.
Love Stuck Mojo. Love Rich. Love Fozzy.
Love Frank.
I love
Frank's
Jesus.
Frank's got a good bot. Well, I was gonna say Frank's got a good bot. What do you thought? I love Jesus. I love Jesus too. Jeez, dude.
I love Nathan.
I love Jesus. I love Frank's bot. I love Nathan.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been great. I feel like Nathan's part of this.
Yeah.
we don't let Nathan on camera
No,
anymore.
because he's crew.
He's crew, okay? Love Stuck Mojo. Dude, Sam,
Scott,
you're the man. Thank you for being
I
on
can't
the
get
show,
up
bro.
because hold on, I am gonna get. I'm gonna hug you, man.
Hug you, man.
We hug it out. Oh.